first inaugural video RX radio podcast. I feel like we're hosting like a morning TV spot.
Yeah, Jay Leno.
One of those.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, really
Jay
nice.
Leno.
You'll be my Kevin Eubanks.
Yeah.
If you get the reference.
Yeah,
so
he played the bass.
Yeah,
He's a Philadelphia
I
guy?
think he slapped the bass.
Yeah,
wow,
Philadelphia guy.
That's deep. That's a deep knowledge.
I like Jay Leno.
I like his YouTube thing, and I think that's a good segue. What?
Is it Cars?
The Cars.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
And I think that's a good segue for what I want to talk about today. First off, RX Radio, on-site and on location in the beautiful Sacramento, California. I mean, if you haven't, and what a place to stop and get gas, let me tell you.
It's cheaper.
God love it.
Yeah, on your way
like
to...
it.
Yeah,
what's the driving industry here, other than YouTube?
State work. The
oh, I did not realize that.
Yeah, so it's a capital. So everybody works for the state or the government.
Okay,
Everybody.
I gotcha. That's going to be pretty like secure gig though, right? Yeah. Now, do you know the capital of Canada?
No.
Omar Esoft, not going to be thrilled.
Yeah, I know nothing.
So we're on site, on location in Sacramento. We just finished training at Untamed Strength.
If you want to call it that.
Training. We're in an air quote training. Silent mic. Now, am I to understand that your driver's license says Silent Mike on it?
It says AKA, or what is it, government name? What do rappers say? Government name? I think they say government name.
I'm not into the hip hop scene enough to know what rapper's driver's license would say.
No, maybe not the driver's license. They would just
full
say
name for the record.
Michael Farr.
Wow. How many people think that know? So, you're walking down the street.
Yeah.
You're somewhere in North America or around the world.
Yeah. No one.
No one. It's Silent Mike.
Yeah. Yeah.
Origins of that, because I'm always interested. Like,
Yeah.
you know, Omar's got Omar, the muscle lock. That's a whole other story
Yeah.
in itself. But I think at a certain point we're going to get to where you're going to name your child at blank.
So I do have a theory on that as well. I think we should have our followers and our names on our shirts, or like something, just as humans.
Just so you know.
Yeah.
How important people are.
You need to know who to hang
Hey,
out with.
I have many leather-bound books.
No one under 5K gets to sit at this table.
People know me.
Yeah.
People know me. Now, how did that Silent Mike name come to be?
So despite my persona on the internet, I'm fairly introverted, fairly shy.
Yeah.
I kind of grew up in a small community. It was kind of like that big fish, small pond deal.
Yeah.
So I was very comfortable, and I was loud, and I like to joke and talk. But in new environments, I like to kind of sit back and absorb.
Read the room.
100%.
I feel that.
Yeah, so I'm an introvert. I read the room. I'm fairly shy. I've grown out of it a little bit. Obviously, I'm old.
This would be a really boring interview.
Yeah.
If it was just
Yeah,
30 minutes of me talking to you.
So now that I'm old, but probably up until like 25 or so, I was pretty shy.
Yeah.
And when I joined Super Training Gym, I was 23.
Okay.
Average age in the gym, I would probably say was 35. I was probably 195 pounds. Average weight in the gym was probably around 3 bills.
Big fellas.
Yeah.
I remember watching
it was
little
the old
technique
days.
videos.
Old days. And then my squat, I squatted 500 pounds. Average squat was probably 950.
Yeah.
Average bench was probably 8.
Did you ever go the gear drop?
So I threw on some briefs just playing around, but I've never done a meet.
Comfortable.
Yeah.
It looks pretty bad.
Yeah, so pulling in some briefs or something isn't too bad.
Yeah.
But squatting a brief's not fun. And then a bench shirt looks like literally like a finger trap. Like I didn't want to be in it, so I didn't even
safety
try.
word is Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because not many people know this, but my first introduction to powerlifting was in a single ply gym or Wild Iron down in like the South Bay area.
Yeah.
So like immediately put me off from powerlifting.
Really?
Because it was literally
Even single ply? Single play seems not that bad.
Yeah, the second other men have to help me get dressed, I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I showed up,
New
bro
sport.
tank and all, and I was like, one of these things is not like the other one.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I could do some single ply. Again, probably not the shirt. The shirt just seems so uncomfortable and like dangerous and like not fun.
Bench is stupid anyways.
Yeah, I'd rather just build some pecs.
Yeah, funny that.
But a single ply squat, at least I could squat kind of the same form.
Yeah.
The brief's like you have to do different stuff.
Yeah. Now, when did you kind of accept Silent Mike as like, okay, this is me now?
I think because I was introduced that way on YouTube. You know, my channel on YouTube's only been around like 2 years, but I've been on YouTube like 5 or 6 years on other channels, Omar, our friend, and Bart's and Mark's. So being introduced that way, and then the podcast rolled around. So I was on the Powercast for 3 years.
You have to rebrand. It would be a whole nother thing.
So that's just what people knew me as, and so I kept it. And Mike Farr, and then I thought for a while, it's like, oh, that's cool. Like, it's kind of safe.
Yeah.
Like
the anonymity.
They can't like look me up in an address book or Yellow Pages or whatever they have in 2017. They can't look me up.
Yeah.
But
if you could change it right now and not have like a detrimental effect to the following and subscribership, you'd be like, who the hell is Mike Farr? What would it be? What would be like the go-to?
I can't give myself a nickname. So that's the other cool thing, is that it's a real nickname. Like, I didn't give it to myself. Yeah. So that was cool. And then it like sounds cool enough.
Yeah.
It kind of became ironic as I become loud.
Yeah.
So I'd keep it.
Okay.
I dig it. I mean, people just call me Mike anyways.
Yeah.
And Mike Farr is fine. That's because like it was almost like a different life. I played basketball for a long time. It was Mike Farr, the point guard. That was 10 years. Everyone knew me as that around the world, or if I got this much in a newspaper or something. Yeah. So then to flip the script and become this fitness person on the internet, it did feel okay. It felt like the transition.
Now, segue to what I want to talk about today is the business side of the fitness industry online.
Yeah.
Because it's like, obviously, exposure on YouTube. Yeah. Now you're out on your own. YouTube, podcasts, just the networks, like what we've been talking about off air. At what point did you transition to, okay, this is what I do now? Like, if I meet you somewhere, I was like, oh, Mike Farr, what do you do for a living? What do you say?
I don't know what to say.
Okay,
I get that. I get that sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm cruising the world at like 2 in the afternoon, I feel like people always ask me that.
Sure.
Or maybe it's how I dress.
We're working right now.
Yeah.
I don't have sleeves on.
Yeah.
Most people who don't
home.
sleep, or if they're sleeping on the street.
Yeah.
It's 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
They're just getting from, and we were just kind of working out.
I think it's because of how we dress. Like, I wear sweat shorts, joggers, a snapback, or a dad hat, and just a plain t-shirt at 2 o'clock in the afternoon doing whatever it is. Like, even just getting my tires changed or grabbing a coffee. I think people just kind of look at me weird, like, what are you doing? You know, like, I'm too old to be in college. I'm too ugly to be an actor. Like, they don't know what's going on. So, and I don't know what to tell them. So, like, I run my own business.
Okay. Yeah. Like, entrepreneur. And I think it does take a certain amount of entrepreneurship to navigate the social media world.
If they start to really ask, and I say, like, I do YouTube and stuff.
Okay. Does that, because we were just talking, like, does that resonate with people? Like, do they understand?
Yeah, I think so.
Like, your mom.
Yeah. My mom's hip. She's got a blog.
Man, get the hell out of
here. There you go. She's got a food blog.
So up until my sister's getting married next year, and her soon-to-be husband is like a tech wizard. So now he's satellite tech support. But until which time, of the 4 of us, I was like the highest on the technical prowess chart. So it's like, my parents, anytime like the batteries need to be changed, I'm like, the remote's not working, what's going on? It's just like, oh God, have you tried changing the batteries?
Yeah.
Now,
I'd say it's probably 50-50. Like, my mom could probably fix my computer better than I could.
Really?
Like, I'm tech savvy enough, but I'm no nerd squad or nothing.
Okay. Now, the business side of things.
Yeah.
What is your driving metric? And this will resonate with like very few people. Yeah. This is more self-interest. Like, key performance indicators.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's lots of stuff that people look like analytics, and I have some friends that I do some work with Reebok, I do Barbell Brigade, different big companies, and they always have a department that crunches numbers 24/7.
Okay.
Right? Subscribers, traction, likes, engagement, reach, all these things, and I think there's a time and place to look at all that. Personally, I guess like little things like how many questions, how many direct messages, good, bad, ugly, the other, stuff like that, because then I know people are kind of engaged. And other than that, it's just like kind of head down and do.
Now, how do you like project out, like how do you plan for yourself, like not having a boss to say, okay, this is the plan? Do you break it down like per quarter, or like how do you go about keeping the engine moving when you're the guy shoveling the coal, but also the conductor at the helm? I
think playing sports your whole life, or my whole life, or hopefully some of you guys played some sports, like it just kind of happened that way, where I more just do day and week, maybe. Quarters maybe a big overreach. I'll plan travel maybe 6 to 8 weeks out. But otherwise I just have like 3 days that are main computer days. 3 days that are main content days, and then obviously little things can change because I work for myself. Like today was a content day anyways, and you came up, but if you had to come up yesterday, I would have just done less emails or whatever.
Now, what drives the subject matter of the content? Like, do you run your own business, or does your followers and subscribership help mold and shape where you want to go, and when do you start taking the wheel up?
Yeah, I would definitely say it's maybe a 50-50 relationship. I think the best thing to get when you have any kind of following or you're creating content is a relationship. And I think that stands true for everything I hopefully do. You know, I'm lucky enough to be in business with two of my best friends, Bart and Omar. My content, hopefully I have some kind of relationship and a real connection to the people I'm talking to. Even when I network, I don't want to just meet you here, grab a coffee, bang this half hour out and book. If we're going to network business-wise or friendship-wise, like focus on building friends, not focus on building relationships, you know, or pure dollar connections. And I think that's what people think of a network. They think of bridges. Oh, how can I get to this guy? Oh, I'm going to go through him, through her, and then I'm going to end up at Apple HQ. Or, oh, I can maybe become friends with this guy. Oh, maybe he's smart, maybe he's dumb, whatever it is. And then, like, maybe we get along, maybe we don't. And then we move on. And so I think through creating the content, it's the same thing. You kind of build a relationship with these people. And it is a little bit of seeing what patterns happen. Hey, they didn't really respond to content on biceps. Maybe we should get more, whatever.
You should get new followers. You're not responding to...
I have a couple arm videos out there, but
we have much to discuss. Future content coming at you.
Bicep Blaster 1000.
Oh my God, we could do a whole program on it. Are you kidding me? I got like 7 on the top of my head.
I have 7-inch arms, but I'll still sell the crap out of it.
I like that.
Yeah, so I definitely put out content I want in the format I want it, but I'm always receiving the feedback on comments or even just how well something does.
Now, kind of touched on like autonomy, where you kind of pass the buck as far as giving the people what they want, but also putting out what you, because I think it's Darwinism, right? Like if you put out yourself, and then it's just a matter of, it's a Mark Twain quote, if you tell the truth, you never have to remember what you said, which is kind of true of like the dissonance between some online content creators, YouTubers, when you meet them in person and then when you see them online, it's like, ooh, that looks just like this guy I met, but that's like a totally different personality. Now, so the idea of autonomy over content, have you ever heard of the saying that technology is, I'm going to butcher this, but technology is it's a great tool but a better master?
No, but I dig it.
Okay, because I mean, it's nice to be in the space or in the company of people who are in the business more or less that we're in, and you far more so than me, but like there's a time and a place to be on your phone, and it's when you run the business the way you do, it's usually always and everywhere, right? How do you handle balancing having a life in real life, like relationship, family, training yourself, but also staying true to the people that allow you to live this, you know, sipping coffee in the afternoon lifestyle? I
think all that, the balance and the, like everything else in life, I talk about selling out being a spectrum. All of that is obviously just personal preference, you know, like some people can dive into work and just work, and that's what is their driver because it makes them happy. I'm not that way, so balance is hard for me. We talked about it off air where you know, I do answer emails or something at 10 at night when I should probably just shut down. Like, this doesn't need to be answered. This kid doesn't need to know how to increase his bench right now. It's not making me any money. It's not really, he's probably not even going to read it till tomorrow, but for some reason, I'm not good at that. It's always on my back. In terms of the content driver, I would just always say, I guess going back to that selling out as a spectrum, you know, I don't use supplements, so I'll never like receive a supplement sponsor. It's just not how I do it. You know, I don't need that. I really like coffee, but I don't like I don't like brown mugs. But if this place wanted to sponsor me, like I'd probably say like, all right. So that's like this much of a sellout. Where if I took a supplement sponsor, it'd be this much of a sellout because I don't use it. And I think the content is on that same thing too, where like if all people really want me to do is pranks and jackass type things where I jump off the roof, like sorry man, that's not who I am, and that's not my channel. If you want me to make stupid, silly jokes, probably not my channel. If you want me to be silly, have fun in the gym, be instructional, and be me when I travel, like all right, maybe we're there.
Now, how do you stay up with the times as far as like trending topics, content, like maybe the Insta world drama? Like where do you draw a line in the sand as far as, I mean, we talked about maybe dictating, but where do you feel maybe pressure from what other people are doing that they're finding success from? Like one thing we talked about was the check and X system where it's like green light good, red light bad, but it's like, I mean, especially with your coaching style, just talking with you and training with you today, it's like the it depends model is really hard to sell. It's really hard to market because people want that hard and fast truth. Like, hey, do this. No, don't do this. How do you, I mean, because that's the big one now. How do you navigate being direct enough that people actually have something to listen to and kind of more or less are spoon-fed information, but also saying, hey, this isn't the be-all, end-all. This isn't like there's 1,000 ways to skin a cat.
Yeah, I think I always say like if and, you know, and you did too when we did a review on my channel and stuff, but I do think that every video or content, Instagram, somewhere there's some message in my head I'm trying to get across. And so hopefully that helps somebody. And again, that it might be kind of an if and, like, hey, my bench right now is not going well. I'm going to try these things to fix it. Maybe these work for you. And that's kind of where I navigate it. And I don't know if that's best, like we talked about. Like, I do think, you know, if you're black and white, if you're the only way to bench is a big tricep, you're going to be a lot more popular. And that's just a sacrifice I'm willing to take, to be honest.
Now, do you find with the way you approach it that you find less pushback? Because I find with the guys that are pure like, okay, tricep only bench, they'll have, you know, they'll put it out there and the exclusion criteria will create itself. Like, oh man, I got my triceps big and now I got a big bench. Thank you, Mr. Tricep guy. And then you'll have, oh, this guy's dumb. Do you feel that the polarity is necessary for success?
Not for success, because, you know, I think you measure success however you want. You know, like I don't care if I ever hit 1 million subs. It'd be awesome, and I think I will. But I don't need it. And so I think people go further on that sellout spectrum to be that guy to get there, and
just to have the metric.
And I just don't care. You know, I don't care. You know, my route is help people, be entertaining, and reach as many people as I can, and in that order. And so if I'm kind of doing those things and some kind of movements heading upwards, progress is what I always preach. I want some kind of progress, whether it's my training, my personal life, my YouTube, my business, some kind of progress, small or big. As long as we're heading somewhere, I'll figure out the rest.
How do you, so there's creating content from, you know, pre-planning, like we're going to talk about bench press or we're going to look out, but there's also a huge market in just, and we kind of talked about this, and a new thing to me was like, almost like the vlog, the video, where it's just like, I mean, this is kind of this conversation we've been having all afternoon, but how do you allocate just like, this is my life, this is what I do, like here's the reality show of Mike Farr.
I think for me, I'm more comfortable doing that because maybe the podcast, you know, we just kind of talked, and that's kind of where I really got my voice in the industry. And so then it just kind of became normal for me to let people know what I'm doing, even though sometimes it's not that interesting. And then I've always said that my channel and my content's always going to be a mix of both. I'm always going to have some kind of just pure instruction, so you can just click on this and hopefully help your total or your physique or diet or something. But then there's also going to be this entertainment, factor that's kind of overlay to both my life, what I eat, what I like to do.
Now, someone who like was introduced to the world as Silent Mike, and I still struggle kind of with this little thing propped up on the Corona thing with Connor sitting there holding it down. It's like, have you ever seen Talladega Nights?
You don't know what to do with your hands.
Now, is that something I still have to work on? And like, you know, both know Omar. And like the second he's not ever on because he's not off. It's who he is.
The Hulk. What is it? My secret is I'm always angry.
I love that. That's how I. Anyway.
That's Omar.
But like, how was that transition for you as you started to get more exposure through that? You know, kind of maybe as a secondary role, but as you kind of advance to the star of the show sort of thing.
I think like lucky and unlucky for me, where a lot of people on Instagram or YouTube or something kind of go viral, and they'll go from like 10,000 subs to 200,000 subs, which is awesome. And some of them maintain it and some don't. I didn't. You know, I remember the day 5 years ago, I was at my aunt's house in Cleveland where I decided, like, I think I'm going to grow my Instagram. And then it's been a slow growth since. And I remember, you know, being the first time on Super Training Channel when it had 10,000 subscribers in 2013, maybe. And then, you know, having my own channel now that has 150,000, being on Omar's that has nearly 1 million. And all my stuff has kind of been that way, so I don't think it ever realized, like, dang, now there's a lot of people looking at me.
Okay, it wasn't like an oh shit.
You know what I mean? We're like, if all overnight, you know, all of a sudden overnight I get to 3 million, I'm like, dang, now there's a lot of people looking at me. Maybe I'm a little more self-conscious of what I'm doing. Where it was kind of gradual growth, and it almost felt like, you know, the cliche hustle and grind, where I'm just kind of chipping away, and it just kind of happens. So in that sense, it's always been natural. In another sense, it's just practice, right? The more you're in front of a camera, the more you're used to it. And then I went to art school for 12 years. So, you know, I've been on stage in front of 300 people wearing a dress and makeup in 8th grade. Like I've been in plays, I've been in musicals, I've been in an orchestra, I've been in a choir. I've kind of done some off the wall things where it's a little bit of
more stressful. Plays with makeup on or wearing a singlet at a powerlifting meet?
That's definitely the. It's a weird thing because I want to say one of the last times I was in a dress was like, 6th, 7th, 8th grade.
You want to say that? Please say that. Please
it was
don't.
last Saturday.
It was like, yeah, right. Well, you leave that between the mirror and the great pumps in the corner of your room.
And so like that age in life is like a certain age for a male. You're becoming a man.
Yeah.
And these things, and so like. It's different because you're being on stage and you're nervous for your lines or whatever, but then like it's your parents and like your friends' parents in the audience, which is like comfortable but not comfortable too because you're a 13-year-old boy.
Yeah.
So I'd probably say that was more nerve-wracking.
Okay.
Maybe the first time in a singlet was a little weird.
Dude, I'm never comfortable. Ever comfortable.
You played hockey. You were so covered up. No one even knew who you were.
See, but that's the dichotomy with like hockey, especially as you start to play it at a higher level. Like the comfort. So, what's your take on spandex? This emerging men in tights culture, because you're a baller.
Yeah, I'm a shorts over the spandex guy.
Oh.
Because most of the gyms, Northern California doesn't get that cold, but it'll get like 40 degrees if I'm training in the morning on a weekend.
Yeah.
So I will go tights and shorts over.
But so you'll never see you in the compression shorts only?
I wouldn't say never.
Oh, jeez.
Never say never, but...
favorite Justin Bieber album?
Yeah. If I would, it would probably be like the legit like Ray-Ban ones where they're like 3 millimeters of... some stuff.
I'm so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I'm more comfortable around, and again, coming from playing hockey through the ranks, through the ages, I'm more comfortable being around completely naked men than men in tights. So, I don't know, it's like in the past couple of years, that's been a big, virus is gone.
Yeah, everybody.
Everyone is just leaving just a little bit to the imagination. I was like, I'm so uncomfortable.
I just don't think, at least in powerlifting or bodybuilding, none of the movements we're doing are that restrictive that I would need that type of garment.
Yeah.
Weightlifting, I kind of get it.
Yeah. Oh, no, for sure.
And I'm actually okay with guys training in their singlet. If you're that into it, just train in your singlet rather than tights, I'd say.
I think, I'll do it my last, so probably my next couple of sessions I'll put it on because it's practice like you play, right? Up until this point, it's, just Jordan.
It frustrates me that no company has actually made clothing for lifters.
In what sense? Like for powerlifting specifically?
Just for lifters.
Yeah.
There's no such thing.
Like from a function standpoint.
Yeah.
I was going to say, because there's a lot of promo code kids
so there's
out
a lot
there.
There's a lot of clothing companies that try to market to lifters.
Yeah.
But no clothing companies that make stuff for lifters.
Well, the Ace, is it A7 that has a grip shirt?
So that's at least they're trying. Yeah. They're on the path.
How do you feel about that?
I don't think it's legal, right?
Oh, sure, yeah, but just in training.
Yeah, so
I would
I'm
say
over it.
Throw traps in your adults before you put.
I like the creativity that they are trying to make stuff for us, but then the fact that it's not legal in a meet, that would be like same thing like straps or something. Like it's an okay tool, but if you get too used to it, now you're done for it.
I purposely wear medium shirts when I bench because I hate bench so much. I'm like, this is like single ply cotton.
Wear like 5 different shirts.
Hey guys, anyone else find it hot in here? Now going that route, like. There's tiers to this like social media. I don't even want to say like stardom, but like getting the promo code for the up and coming shirt du jour. Like how do you I don't want to say look down, but like you're an OG in the game, right? Like you've been around. You were doing this before it was cool.
I do feel that.
You should,
not that
which
old,
is weird. Yeah, that is the strange one because like,
now I feel
even like getting into it now. It's like I'm like fuck. I started this way too late.
Yeah, I think I remember when that same night kind of wanted to start Instagram. I was like, well, I know this will help me long term.
Yeah.
And then I was like, and I want to get sponsored. Like those were the goals in my head. I was 23.
Yeah.
You don't know any different.
Well, that's professional ranks.
Yeah.
Right.
It is.
Like we don't have ESPN. We got IG, and it's an affiliation with an institution that's been there. That's supplement companies.
Yeah.
Right?
So that was the goal. That was the goal. Yeah. And then you start to get all these offers, and as luckily because it happened slowly, I got older and wiser as these offers come in, and you just realize that a lot of times I'm going to be helping that company more than they are willing to help me.
You're sponsoring that,
and it's part of my reputation.
Yeah.
If I claim this company, even this podcast, like I think that you're doing a good job to try to put out content. I'm willing to collaborate. Like I'm almost stamping my name on everything I do.
Oh, for sure.
So if I stamp my name on the brown cup that I don't like,
fucking brown cups, man.
Now everyone's going to drink this brown cup and they're going to hate it. They're like, well, Mike told me this was good and it sucked.
Yeah.
You know.
And I think a lot of people and maybe it's a generational thing, like by definition, I think me and you are millennials.
I think we are.
But
yeah, we looked it up a little while ago.
Is it? Yeah, it's like up to like 30 something.
I think I was near the end of it. It was like 80, 85 or something. I was born 88.
Okay.
Something like that.
Yeah, so I think we're considered millennials, but I think we're like old souls in the generation. Have you ever, or in the initial phases, were you as hard and fast with the lines in the sand from an integrity standpoint when these, like, hey, we'll give you like a free bag of protein.
Yeah.
What do you say?
So like I definitely was in terms of what I stamp my name on, put content. And I think I did a pretty good job of, so many of those companies reach out. And first I would just say, I'm not going to promise I'm going to post about this, but I'm willing to try it.
Sure. Yeah.
And then I just
like, hey, I want to send you something.
And then I just want to post about it. Or, and then now I just, have enough t-shirts and shaker bottles. I just kind of say, not interested.
Yeah.
Looking back, I don't think I ever promoted anything crazy that I didn't like. I kept it simple. I've actually worked with only 2 companies. Reebok and Barbell Brigade.
Yeah. Which, I mean, by the way, like in the grand scheme of things, in the landscape, that's pretty much tops. Right?
Yeah, and again, stamping your name on it. They're stamping their name on me, and so like that's why I want to do that too. Like I don't want just how many supplement companies are in America? 10,000? Like there's so many.
So unregulated.
Like I don't need that.
Yeah.
I don't need that. I don't use supplements. I don't want supplements, and I don't need their stamp, and I don't want their.
Yeah.
I just think that your integrity in this industry, again, going back to that slow hustle, I'd rather have that slow kind of growth of integrity and still staying true to who I am when I'm 50, rather than make $5,000 this year off a supplement company and feel crappy about it.
Where do you see it going? Like, I mean, 5 years ago when you were Silent Mike, trying to get his deadlift form right on YouTube, could you have projected that we would be making brown cup analogies and people are going to watch this?
Yeah, I never really did. When I joined, like Super Training was the first time I started to really make content and stuff with them and on my own and through my friends, Bart and Omar and whoever else was around. Before that, I was just, doing the everyday thing. I was selling gym memberships, I was personal training, and I was wiping down treadmills.
Been there.
Yeah, like 7 days a week and making nothing. And I just knew that if I wanted to become a trainer, a better one, that I have to be around better trainers, and then I got to do that, and then I guess it just kind of led me here. I still don't even know. Like you said, I don't know what I do. If you ask me what my job was, and I don't know where it'll be either.
And so, like 5 years, I mean, the evolution, I think, of YouTube and people trying to figure out algorithms and Instagram and conversions and sales funnels. Do you see anything? I mean, Tom from MySpace never saw Facebook coming.
Yeah,
he was like, he was the friend. Yeah, Zuck came in with them and just done. So
I heard they tried to redo MySpace. Somebody bought it and tried to redo it.
It was like music based for like like the hardcore punk band stayed there, and it was still kind of bounced around a little bit. I really wish Facebook would have a profile song.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't adapt to that, or even maybe they do. I haven't been on Facebook in a while, but like a background, like a template.
Yeah, remember the top friends?
Yeah, all that.
Yeah, that was big. You could like
that probably ended a lot of relationships.
It did. Yeah, just like, oh man, I got moved to second.
Facebook is weird now though too, because everybody's on it. From 12-year-old to 80-year-old.
Yeah, and I love my dad will sign dad. Like no, dad, I see your name.
That's great.
I know
like a letter.
Yeah, like a letter. Yeah, like he's
polite.
scribing it under candlelight or something. With like navigating the mediums of like Instagram, YouTube.
Yeah.
Now this obviously a podcast. Where do you see the next big avenue of like the industry going? Because I mean, it used to be selling protein or pre-workout.
Yeah.
Now it's like seminars are big, right? Like you travel around, you speak about lifting and all that. How do you sell education? Like, what's the next step for you as far as trying to stay ahead of the curve?
I do think everything's moving to less regulated platforms where people just think YouTube's unregulated. It's regulated. It's a company. They own us. If they don't want my channel to be seen, they decide that. If they don't want to pay me, they decide that. But it is a step up from TV, where I have to go through 20 producers and 8 agents and whatever to even get my face seen. And podcast is the best. It's the same thing. It's radio unregulated. You can say what you want. You can do what you want. Podcast is almost 96+% unregulated. You can kind of do whatever the heck you want, put it wherever you want, and hopefully be seen if you want to be seen. So I do think everything's kind of moving that way. I don't know if you looked at TV ratings. I haven't either, but I'd imagine they're down.
Cable.
Yeah, I imagine they're down because even things like Netflix, they went their own way because they regulated themselves.
Yeah.
And YouTube Red, whatever it might be. So
yeah. What does that affect you at all?
No. YouTube Red is their own in-house, higher quality content. So it's like their Netflix.
Oh, strange. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it's kind of like their Netflix.
Okay, so Mike for our podcast coming soon?
Maybe, I don't know. There's like just little things. I'm really, as much as like I feel like I have done for myself and helped companies and taken steps, I'm really like hesitant and slow to do things. I've been talking about making a video game YouTube channel for a year, and I have one video up.
What would you play?
Call of Duty's the game.
But which one?
They're coming out with a new World War II.
Oh, so you stay up on it.
World War II drops in about a couple weeks now, so that's when I'm probably gonna play.
I see. Video games stop. Like I'll kick the shit. Perfect Dark.
Never even heard of it.
N64.
I played N64, but I was more of a James Bond. I played Kobe Bryant courtside a lot. Mario Kart.
All right. Yeah. Not
James Bond though.
Yeah. I'd dust you if you have a channel and you want to get humbled on your own.
I wonder if we could get that on YouTube somehow. Sure.
Technology.
Yeah.
Now moving forward, so podcast potential on the horizon. What's the day-to-day look like now? I mean, where can people find you from? Like obviously content YouTube. Yeah. Now, if people wanted to contact you from a training standpoint,
so I don't do any one-on-one right now.
Okay.
We do all our programs, teaching, and then some group coaching through Kaizen, which is our website.
Yeah. Tell us about that because this is something Omar introduced to me.
Yeah.
So it says you, Omar, Bart.
Yeah. So basically, because I was getting so many DMs and people they would ask, literally some of them were 3 pages long, asking for basically me to write them a program.
Yeah.
But not even trying to purchase my profession.
Yeah.
Like going to your barber, just saying hey man, just some off the sides and then you dip. I just also over time realized that cookie cutter programs have a bad rap to them.
Yeah.
But our biceps move the same way. Most things kind of work the same.
Yeah.
You're not as unique as you think you are.
I find that true with diet coaching. It's
everything.
Do you want me to invent a food? It's he gets an avocado. You buy yours from Peru. Buy yours from California. You're special.
Yeah.
No, I get it.
I mean, your body's gonna react either gain weight or lose weight to a certain amount of calories.
Yeah.
And your calories are gonna be different than mine, but in that we're about the same.
Yeah.
And same with training. All right, your squat may look a little bit different, but if we both do this rep scheme with this progression, with these loads over these 6 weeks, we're both probably going to make some kind of progress depending on our genetics.
Yeah.
And I just want to give people my ideas. I coached even still probably 20 people one-on-one, and that's just friends, and that's all free. And that's about all the extent I do coaching. So I do a little bit of that day to day, random emails day to day, whether it's business-ish stuff coming in and out or randoms emailing me. Kaizen stuff's always, I still handle some of the deeper questions on customer service. And then just coming up with what's next. I traveled a lot this 2017 and hopefully going to continue that in 2018. Shutting it down-ish for the winter just to chill probably till January.
Okay.
And then just flying wherever, really.
Where are people going to find you next year?
I don't know. I want to go overseas. So I've been to Argentina once in my life, in Mexico, and then Toronto, but I haven't really been much overseas.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I would like to go to Australia, and I would like to go to Europe of some nature.
March, Australia?
Yeah, so then...
Twist your arm, come out for the Arnold
Classic.
Classic?
The other thing, as bad as I am, is taking steps, is I just need, I need a reason. So luckily Reebok gives me a lot of reasons, hey, we're going to New York and doing a seminar, all right, I'm there.
Yeah.
So if I can find a good reason, Australia definitely in the account. Probably the UK would be cool. And then anywhere else in Europe. Yeah. That's the goal. And then a bunch of places in the US.
Cool. Now, in the in the winter shutting down?
Yeah.
What does that look
that
like?
just means living in Sacramento.
Okay.
It's still content. Yeah. It's still putting out whatever, 4 or 5 videos a week. And
is that where you're at now?
Yeah, we're doing 4 videos a week for a long time. And then just to help things out, we went every other day. So it's still about 4 a week. Yeah. And then maybe a podcast, and then maybe a gaming channel, maybe Twitch.
Wow.
Twitch.
Lost me altogether.
It's just live stream. That's all it is.
What are people playing video?
Yeah, so what I thought, and I have a genius behind me, Connor, is that we'll do almost podcast format while I'm playing games.
Okay.
So whether it's I'm just talking or maybe I phone in a guest.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Well, don't give away the proprietary. You don't want
Yeah, it is
someone else to
proprietary.
steal it. Yeah.
Omar's supposed to get a PlayStation, and so maybe we'll be streaming together.
Does he have the motor function?
I think I'd imagine back in the day he was a gamer, like beyond me.
I believe it.
He plays piano really well.
Does he? What is a Renaissance man?
Yeah,
a modern day Renaissance
He
man.
is a Renaissance
He's
man.
the one person I felt comfortable around wearing tights. He loves tights.
Yeah.
Unnecessarily amount of spandex. I would say like 50+% of his wardrobe.
Oh yeah.
Spandex and bandana.
He's one of a kind.
Yeah. Well, all right. I don't know what kind of time we're working with here.
What you got?
It's at 6 minutes on this.
Okay, I think we'll close it off there. Mike, appreciate your time. I don't know, do we like sign off? Some
Cheers.
Corny? Yeah, that's the way.
In case the video's there.
Yeah, there you go.
So sad if you guys don't get to see me.
Appreciate your time. I'm sure
Anytime.
we'll see you down in the Mountain View area.
Yeah.
Come visit.
Yeah.
Cool. Appreciate it. Awesome. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Check out. So you can find you Kaizen training, Instagram Silent Mike, YouTube Silent Mike.
Yeah, Google me.
Google me. Yeah, Google Maps. Stop by his house.
Yeah, come on down.
Doors open all the time. Sacramento. Cool. Awesome. Yeah. Well, we'll see you next time, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in for the special RX Radio live interview. If you like it, leave a comment. Let us know what guests you want to see. Make sure to check us out on iTunes at RX Radio, Instagram RX Radio. And while you're at it, be sure to subscribe, if you're not already, to Silent Mike on iTunes. Follow him on Instagram at Silent Mike.